Hey guys, welcome back to Ponderings from Palm Coast. I'm Mark Webb, and thank you for being here to listen to another exciting conversation about things happening in Palm Coast. So today I have Lori Robinson, and she is going to take some time to get us all up to speed on some exciting opportunities, efforts, things that are happening. So Lori, thank you. First and foremost, and introduce us to your guest today, my guest, our guest.
Yes. I'd like to introduce you to Michele Gordon. She is the founder and CEO of I Just Want to Say, which is a local organization here in Palm Coast.
Thank you, Laurie. My name is Michele Gordon, and I am the president of I Just Want to Say Women's Group here in Palm Coast.
Wow, so it's I Just Want to Say.
Yes.
And how long has it been around?
Okay, so I Just Want to Say was formed in 2022, and it was just on a simple premise. We were all in COVID, and we all just needed to have some social interaction with each other. And so I organized a mini prayer breakfast in my backyard, and all my friends came. And all those friends, out of one of those friends, we were all just sitting around, and somebody said, I just want to say this was awesome. And there it was, the name I Just Want to Say came about. And as women, you know, we always have something to say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, that's phenomenal. And what does it do? What can we get out of it? Is it a group, like-minded women?
Yes.
Is it men too? You know, can men come? Because I try to say things, but I'm happily married,
I just want to say.
and I'm careful of that.
So like I said, I Just Want to Say was founded in 2022 by a group of like-minded women who basically came together. We realized that there was a need, and we wanted to support and empower other women and their children. And so in 2023, we incorporated, and we went on to become a 501(c)(3). And so since then, we have been doing some really wonderful things in the community. We've done food drives. We've helped Alpha Women Center, who is, of course, a wonderful women organization that help women to choose. So whatever your choice is, we support those choices. So let's just say a woman decides that she wants to have her baby. We then adopt those babies, and those babies become, I Just Want to Say, babies. And so we have baby showers. When we have our events, we ask our guests to bring items for those baby showers or for those unborn babies. We've done food pantries. We have done, one of our biggest initiatives right now is our scholarship program. And that's what I'm going to be talking a lot more about in this segment more than anything else, because it is the biggest initiative that we have.
So how do you join, or how do you get involved with it?
Okay, so I Just Want to Say we have 3 different platforms. We have our website, where if you were to go onto our website, you would see that there is a link that, of course, we have the About Us, where we have all our board members. And of course, I Just Want to Say is divided in 4 or 5 different, I would say, segments or sections, because we want to address all the needs. So for example, we started on prayer, and prayer is a vital thing for I Just Want to Say. So we have an entire section of I Just Want to Say that is dedicated to prayer. So we have 3 chaplains, we have a prayer line, and once a month we get together on our prayer line. Memberships and communities that want to pray, we do that. Then we have our community section. The community section, our community liaison is here with us, Norma Francis, and Norma has an entire committee that she works with. So when the needs come in, they go through Norma. She then tells everyone else, and we kind of rally around. For example, last week we had a young lady who had a baby, and they're in the hospital, but they can't leave the hospital because they had nothing. The baby came like a month and a half in advance, so they weren't prepared. So once that call came into I Just Want to Say, it went directly to the community liaison. She got in touch with the other members, and we kind of rallied and got all the items that they needed to help. So that's the community department. Then we have the female entrepreneur section, which is dedicated to female entrepreneurs. They have their own meetings, their own get-togethers, they plan. The female entrepreneurs, it's a great segment of I Just Want to Say, because it gives the female entrepreneurs in our group to have a platform where they can network with the members of I Just Want to Say, and of course develop their business. And then there's the best part of I Just Want to Say, which is the fundraising part of I Just Want to Say, and that's where our scholarships come in. And that's something that we are the proudest of so far. Community service is wonderful. We're getting ready to do a huge Thanksgiving meal for veterans and for the community of Mondex, Bunnell, and Espanola. But our scholarship is one of the greatest accomplishments. Our scholarship is only 2 years old, and in 2 years we have raised close to $30,000 to be able to help minority females and African American females to be the first in their generation to go to college. So we're super excited about that. And as far as the men goes, we love our men because our men have the checkbooks. So we invite men all the time. We just had a big fashion show, and we all had our husbands participate. Yeah.
Now, your connection to, say, at the Christian religious side, you're embedded into the local churches here?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
Not necessarily.
As just a point of communication, flyers, or things like that? How do you expose yourself to the community? How do you let people know?
So our members, most of them do attend church. And so, for example, for the Carver Center, Mrs. Robinson, she wanted to get involved and help, I Just Want to Say. So when we announced that we were doing our tea party and all the proceeds was going to go towards our scholarship fund, she took a flyer to her church to invite. I am a member of the Palm Coast Seventh-day Adventist Church. So, of course, they are members there that do participate. They are members of I Just Want to Say, so they do spread the word. As a matter of fact, just a couple weeks ago, I Just Want to Say was honored through the Palm Coast Seventh-day Adventist Church Women's Ministry for the work that we do in the community. So that's one way that we get the word out.
And that's what I'm always curious about, because I've lived here for almost 6 years, heavily involved, and just kind of keep in tune. And it's the first I've ever heard of you guys.
Wow.
And
look at that.
That
in 2
is
years.
always trying to, as Lori knows, is to get the word out, get the message out, and let people know. Because my hope, and part of the reason that I do this podcast and other things, is to connect the people that can help with the people that need help.
Yes.
And it's in all areas.
Yes.
Whether it's political or whether it's food banks or it's needy or what you guys are doing. Because I've been so saddened when I've seen over time, and especially in Palm Coast and then Flagler County, there's this huge disconnect or failure between those that need, and I don't mean physical need, but just in general, and those that want to help, and this big gap in
There's
between.
a gap, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So trying to connect those two, like the Humane Society issue, right? And all of that going on, and Carolyn and Smart and all the stuff
Yeah.
she's doing. Not many people know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all know. Like I was pointing out in one of my recent podcasts, Palm Coast has a mandatory licensing requirement for pets. It's $5 a year. It's nothing. It's there to generate some money to support. Well, less than 10% of the pets in this city are licensed. Do you know why? Because they don't promote it. They don't tell people. The vets don't tell. Whatever, people walking around not knowing. So my hope is, and giving you a voice and giving others a voice, to be aware of the things that are out there. How do you find your group or other groups? How do you find what those needs are? Palm Coast is a fairly rich location, and there's people that want to donate, that people that want to help. So that's why I try to reach out to bring in as many groups as I can to help connect those two things.
Yeah.
So how can people find you?
Well, you can find, I just want to say, on Facebook. And this is I think with I just want to say, at first, we started out, and the people that came to our events were people that we know. Like, I know Laurie, so I invited Laurie. I know Norma, so I invited Norma. And it was kind of like a word of mouth kind of thing, because every event that we've had basically sold out. But it was basically a word of mouth kind of thing. Now I feel like there has been, or there is a shift in how I just want to say is moving, for the mere fact now that we have our website, which is developed and has launched. So that's going to be a big thing for us, where people are going to be able to find us.
And what is that website?
It's I just want to say womensgroup.com.
You get that, guys?
Yes.
Because not only are we trying to get the donors and the people that want, we also want to make sure that we're communicating with those in need.
Absolutely.
That don't even know.
Absolutely.
We want to grab them and
Yes.
help them
Yeah.
before there's tragedy, right?
Absolutely.
Before we see the sad conversations we see in where there's abuse or starvation, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's got to be a passion, I'm sure, that's
Yes.
driving y'all. Right?
Yes. We have an idea to do. We have helped with food pantries over the years with doing foods for the needy. And last year we came up with the idea that I just want to say wanted to do a dinner where we could invite the community of Bunnell and the Mondex and Espanola and the students that we serve at Bunnell Elementary to come in and have a sit-down meal, not just put food in a styrofoam plate and deliver it to their house, but to actually have a nice meal. So in addition to wanting to serve the community, we said, why don't we offer this to veterans? So we reached out to the VFW. So we sent a letter of invitation to them and their veterans. And we also reached out to I can't remember, but we reached out to disabled veterans. There it is. We reached out to the disabled veterans. And so people have been registering. We have like over 15 people already registered. And the dinner is coming up on the 9th.
The 9th of November. And where is it?
Yeah, November.
Where?
At the Carver Center.
The Carver
in
Center.
Bunnell. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're reaching out.
Yes.
You're touching people.
Yes.
You're letting people know what you're doing.
Yes.
Are you prepared for or want to grow it, or do you want to keep it?
No.
Sometimes people get a little worried when,
no.
What am I going to do with?
No, we definitely want to grow. Last year, in 2024, it was in January of 2024, we decided that we wanted to do the scholarship program. We had no idea how the scholarship worked. And we got in touch with the Ed Foundation. and they helped us. They gave us all everything that we needed, and we sent our letter of intent in, and we were able to formulate our committee, and we got through we had 240 some odd names. We narrowed it down to five amazing young women, and we gave 5 scholarships. This year, well, we kind of knew how the system worked, so we got ahead of ourselves, and we did everything the Ed Foundation wanted us to do, and we gave away 10 scholarships. That was $10,000. In 2026, as we're getting better, we now have donors who donate monthly. We have donors who have already said, I'm committed. I would like to do a scholarship. Scholarship is $1,000. So they get to come to the event and they present their checks. We are looking for bigger donors like the hospital and different law firms and different things to get on board with us. And the idea is, once I Just Want to Say grows and you attach yourself to I Just Want to Say, guess what? You're going to grow because we're growing. Next year for 2026, we already started our fundraising, and our goal is to raise $20,000 because we intend to give away 20 scholarships next year. Wow. So we are growing. So we have a lot of things going on, but I think we're mastering them all. People like Lori's in our corner. Now we have you in our corner. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're just excited about what I Just Want to Say is going to be doing in the years to come.
Well, and I really feel that the future is going to rely on the giving.
Yes.
And the willingness to ask for help.
Yes.
Which is amazingly a big challenge. People are so proud and don't want help and think it's going to be fine and whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just so amazing that groups like yourselves are covering so many of those bases, yeah, as you talked about in the different groups, mm-hmm, because I think there's going to be a need. I do not believe, whether it's at the county level or the state level or even at the federal level, you're just not going to be able to rely on but the need's still there.
Absolutely.
Right? That young family that has a child unexpectedly, is in the hospital and doesn't even have a car seat to get them home, yeah, needs to know how to get help with that. And yes, that's what makes me so proud that I'm an American and that I'm a citizen, because we know how to step up and help, yeah, when people need it.
Definitely.
So what is it you need? What is the number one thing your group needs now that you can let people know about?
Okay, so I should look in the camera.
No,
we need sponsorships. We need sponsorships for our scholarships. Our goal for 2026 is to raise $20,000 for our community, for our students. They attend Matanzas, they attend FPC. We have launched into Volusia County, where last year it was amazing because we were able to give 3 scholarships in Volusia County. So we want to be able to reach the counties. We want to do Putnam County. We want to continue to do Volusia, but we also want to be able to do Flagler, because this is where we live, mm-hmm, and this is where the need is. And our students need the money. I mean, yeah, they're going to go to technical school. You have students with amazing grades, but they just can't get from A to B. One of the great things about I Just Want to Say is, once we give a scholarship to a young lady, we don't just dump them, because everybody could start college. How do we pull them through the 4 years? And I Just Want to Say has what we call a reach back system. So we email our girls. Our scholarship committee is there. They email, how are you guys doing? What do you need? So while you are in school, what is your need? And whatever those needs are, we try to fill those needs the best we can. And we have the perfect story of a young lady. Her name is Jill Prime. She attends Embry-Riddle, and she was one of our recipients in 2024. Well, she was struggling in Embry-Riddle, and she reached back and said, I need help. So what I just want to say we got on the phone. We called a couple of families, and a wonderful family, wonderful friend of mine, Stephanie Daniels, and her husband, they said, hey, I want to help. And so they helped. And somebody else said, hey, I want to help. And so we were able to raise close to $2,000 for her, just to say, hey, this is to help you get through. So we don't just give a scholarship and they go on their merry way. We want to ensure that these girls graduate and then come back to the community and pour into the community. So it makes a difference.
Well, and I love how you've got it. It sounds like you've looked at the big enough picture to realize you're helping the young family with the babies that are showing up, but not walking away from them, helping them grow. And then through the school, after school, education, and then try to develop employment opportunities locally at the same time. So, you know, you've got a great view of the big picture of the needs of the county, community, and even beyond in just a few years.
In 2 years.
That's
and
amazing.
Actually, in 2 years, I mean, we got our 501(c) in June of 2023. And it's a funny story how that happened, because it was exactly a year later. We're still in this process of COVID and everything else. And we were like, well, should we apply? There were a lot of people that were saying, the IRS is backed up. You're never going to get it. And I remember sitting at a kitchen table at Brenda Shake's house, which is a board member of ours. And I just said, hey, press the button. The application was done. We reviewed it. And it was just a matter of pressing enter. And we did it in May of 2023. And in July, boom, got it.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Well, that's because there's
months.
There's power of belief and hope and need behind these
God,
things. So
Yeah.
I believe it's kind of like the discovery of the vacuum of emptiness to fill a need.
Yeah.
And being able to reach out to the student and check on them to get a need, to get help. And we all know the needs out there. The food, if you see how long the pantry line's there on US 1 now, and they're running out of food halfway through.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is a real but very important time.
It is. It is. And I mean, with our students at Bunnell Elementary, when we started to serve Bunnell Elementary, it just seems like every idea that I just want to say has come up with, it just seems like it's an idea that we said, that's a light bulb moment, that's a need. And it's not an easy process, like trying to get in touch with school officials and move it along. Everybody has the kick the can down the road mentality. Well, we're like, let's just grab this can up. Enough of, because you don't have to think about what you have to eat for dinner. Like, our biggest issue is probably, what are we going to eat tonight? Where those kids, I don't have anything to eat. And when our community service, really sat down at the table with the guidance counselors at Bunnell Elementary, we realized that there were students that didn't even have a stove. Didn't even have a stove. So when we were sending food home with them, and mind you, the very first food drive we did for Bunnell Elementary students, we served over 200 families. And if you were to multiply that by the amount of kids, that was over 2,000 kids being served. And we did that. And our partnership with Houses of Hope Inc. over in Volusia County, when we told her what we were doing, like, we want to feed some kids, she says, you're going to need about 1,600 pounds of food. And not being in the food business, I'm like, what is 1,600 pounds of food? She said, you're going to need a box truck. I was like, what? And it took them about 2 months to get that food ready for us. And they did that with partnerships from their community. So now I just want to say over here, but our partnership with other 501(c)(3)s was developing other partnerships, because now they kind of knew who we were.
Absolutely.
I had someone call me from Tampa and said, hey, I heard you're feeding the kids in Bunnell. We want to help. And that's where those donations came from for that 1,600 pounds of food. And we haven't looked back. We have just been doing. So what do we need? We need money. We need money to buy food. We need money to buy diapers for the babies. We need money for the scholarship.
Or donations from businesses
Yes.
that have those products.
Yes.
Of
yes.
which a lot of the donations that the pantry gets and others are coming from facilities and stores and things that are donating parts. And I guess you've got to be somewhat scared or concerned about what may happen the end of this week with SNAP and other government supported things. And I know that Lori's really in tune to that rush of, and I'm very concerned about those support organizations like yourself that are just doing the best they can, and you're going to see triple the number of people calling your office and asking for help because it didn't come in. What's your plan as far as that goes? What are you going to do?
Well, that's why we wanted to do the pre-Thanksgiving meal, because we know that there are going to be families that may not have Thanksgiving. And so we wanted to do a full-scale Thanksgiving meal for them. And the wonderful thing is the Carver Center is donating the center for us to feed at least 50 to 60 families. So we're excited about that. Being here today is going to help us to reach those families to say, hey, we can help, we can offer, we want to do this. And we have an amazing board and just really great membership that's ready to just dive in to do this, because we know there's going to be a need.
Oh, Lori?
And you can also go to Democratic headquarters and make a food donation, non-perishable. And they are, what's the center that I want to say? The Cypress, I'm losing my thing.
No, she's talking about where the
It's
Democratic
upstairs
headquarters
from
is.
Billiards, Q Billiards, and I'm forgetting the name of the plaza. I'm drawing a blank. Marketplace, yes. Upstairs is the Democratic headquarters, and we would love your donations for food, because there is going to be a great need here shortly, because November 1st, they are not sending out SNAP benefits to anyone from federal government.
So you're not at this point bigger than Flagler County. There's no other group. You guys haven't expanded into other counties or tried to. Have you been approached by other?
We haven't expanded our community service for other communities. We have expanded our scholarship, and we are working with a wonderful organization. Dr. Felicia Benzo is the CEO of Catalyst, and three of the girls from Volusia County actually came out of her organization for scholarships last year. So we're going to continue to develop our relationship with Dr. Benzo and Catalyst. You should have her on. She's wonderful.
I am always available and open.
Yeah.
And I try to search out people, honestly, until talking with Lori,
Yeah.
because I was bringing Lori in because she and I have had some just phenomenal, passionate conversations about society today and the views.
Yeah.
And she's called me out a couple times on things. And I thought that was a great challenge. I love it. I always am open to opinions that I may not even be aware of. And she presented what you guys are doing, and I hadn't heard of you guys and what you were doing. And so I am very concerned of any human, any American, any human being that's here that has a need, and there's a place where they can get help, and I try to connect those two things.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing sadder, as we had talked about earlier, of hearing these tragic stories of where if only they would have called me, or if only they would have known, or reached out. And that's been a part of our society, and so much even more out of the black and brown society group that, I mean, as Lori and I talk, you guys have to stand on your toes and yell and scream just to be heard. And that needs to stop, and that needs to be aware, and trying to partner with a lot of the groups that I've been partnering with to let them know the need. Well, you know, when a young couple who doesn't have health care has a child and they go in and the state has to go in and help them, that's all of us paying for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insurance, you know, being retired military, spending 20 years with socialized medicine. My wife, I had 2 children, and my wife saw a different doctor every time she went in for her prenatal stuff. It didn't matter who the guy was. She was getting the treatment, right? And then when you sit there and you hear that they're cutting back, or they're not going to provide health care, or they're not going to provide insurance, those people are still going to get care. They're still going to walk into the local hospital and be treated. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you are or what your economics like, you're going to be treated. And then the state, the county, are going to have to pay for it. So we need to be proactive. And we need to be able to reach out, and that's what's phenomenal about what you guys are doing, is to prepare for and provide to those in need. And our goal is to get the people to help you, and also get those people that need the help to know that they can get help, to know that they can make that call. Because in my experience of volunteerism for many years, the biggest struggle we had was just letting people know we were there to help them.
Wow.
It was very interesting that, you know, a lot of people, they don't, you know, I'm doing the best I can, proud husband and proud man of the family. I'm not going to take a dime from anybody, and your kids are eating 1 meal a day without heat, and we need to reach out to them to get that help. And that's what's so amazing with what you guys are doing. And so you need donors.
We need donors. We're in desperate need of donors. If we're going to meet the needs, we need donors. And I mean, I was just looking at this list, and when I read this list, I can't even imagine that I just want to say have accomplished this. I mean, we gave over 200 turkeys last year. And that was between our donor, Houses of Hope, Inc. She gave us, 1 year, she gave us 100 vultures, and that came from her donors. And another year, she gave us 50. And then we went out and we bought like 70 on our own. And we were out there. Our bank is Trustco Bank, and they gave us permission to use their parking lot. We were out there with signs saying free turkey. Now, here's the interesting thing. In 2023, when we started to give out turkeys, there was a lady who worked in the dollar store where the bank manager walked into the dollar store to buy cardstock to write on. And the cashier said to him, well, what are you going to write? You buying this big cardstock? He says, a women's group bank with us, and they're called I Just Want to Say Woman, and they're going to be giving out turkeys. The lady at the register heard. Now, there are two ladies, the cashier and another woman. The woman that was behind him came and got a turkey. The cashier couldn't get off on time to come get a turkey. By the time her shift ended, the drive had ended. Well, last year we went back into the dollar store, and I was just talking, and she overheard the conversation, and she said, oh my God, last year I missed the turkey drive. She started to cry. And there was a gentleman behind me, and he says, wait a minute, who are you guys? And I said, we are I Just Want to Say Women's Group. We're a nonprofit organization, and I told him all about us. And the lady at the register, she's now crying because she missed the opportunity the year before. Now this year, I said, wait a minute. She can't afford to miss the opportunity. So we put aside 2 turkeys for her. When the drive was over, we went back to the dollar store and gave her 2 turkeys. The store started to applaud. She was in tears. I was in tears. The manager is in tears. And she said, you don't know how much this means. She said, I had nothing. She said, last year my family didn't have a turkey. Now for you and I, we're like, what? What do you mean you didn't have a turkey? It's real. It is real. So the turkeys that we gave out last year to those families, they needed it. This year, the dinners that we're providing for the families, they need it. Mm-hmm. So it's not just past time. This is real time. This is real. When you have a baby and you don't have a car seat and the hospital says, we can't let you out. You got to stay here. Yeah. So now the cost is tripling because that baby has to stay there. That's our cost, like you said.
Yes, exactly.
So we're there to fill the gap, but every gap requires money. Every gap requires a donation. Every gap requires something from the community to make this work. Because we're gonna get it done, irregardless. A wonderful, wonderful organization. Linda Moran, she heads up. She's a division. It's Women United, which is a division of United Way. And I remember 2 years ago when she heard about us, she says, I want to give you something to feed those kids in Bunnell. And it made a difference. Samaritan Inn, they called. Christmas Dream Come True, they called. Because there's just a need. So we're filling the gap, but we need the donations to fill the gaps. Yeah.
I really like the idea of providing a place of community for your dinner.
Yes.
Because I have found that when you put like-minded people that are going through the same thing, you can develop social strengths within Bunnell and within Flagler County of people that are sitting next to a complete stranger at the beginning, and by the time they're with their pumpkin pie, they've got a lifelong friend and somebody that they can network with and appreciate and grow. Because I think, unfortunately, for a lot of our society, it's all become so distant. You don't know who your neighbor is. You're on your phone, Facebook. So I applaud and really support that growth of providing the dinner for those in need.
Yeah.
So that they can come and meet others that are in need, because you get built with strength.
Yes.
And you start to share stories like the one you just had, and also the communication of giving back in little ways and sharing. Well, you know, my neighbor, the 80-year-old lady, I haven't seen her in a while. Reach out to her,
Yes.
find out she
Yes.
needs help, and it will grow.
Absolutely.
And that's a
Absolutely.
very strong Christian view
Yeah.
of
Absolutely.
feeling that, trying to reach out. So that's amazing. And you know, oh my God, we're hearing how much your turkey's going to be this time around. Oh,
I know.
I have to up those donations.
oh my God.
I know. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Challenging. How did we come up with the name? I just want to say, one of my girlfriends, after we did this amazing prayer breakfast in the backyard, our community service, she didn't know, Norma Francis did not know she was going to be the community service liaison, but she made some beautiful baskets. And we just said, whoever was first, whoever said the best prayer, whoever had the most grandkids, whatever. So we were just giving these baskets away. And right there on the back porch, my girlfriend, Angela Knight, said, I just want to say this was awesome. and I said, oh, that's something right there. I just want to say.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
It is. And it
Because-
causes people to go, what's that all about? You know?
And think about it. How many times do you start off a sentence with saying, you know what, Lori, I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say this was awesome for
Right.
you inviting us. So we use that phrase so much more than we even think we do. So yeah,
Very powerful.
yeah.
Very powerful. So, Lori,
yes. To add.
you don't have anything to say? I have known you a long time, and I've never seen you this quiet.
I know. I am
is
listening
not
in awe to this amazing lady sitting right next to me, because I am a big proponent of
Yes.
the organization.
Yes.
So, and they are doing wonderful things, and they have wonderful. I remember the picnic that we had in the summer that you had
Yes.
for us,
Yes.
and the floodwaters came.
Oh, yes. We're standing on tables. But nobody went home.
No, we hung it out.
Got to roll with it, ladies.
Yeah.
That's the way it
Everybody
is.
just- Everybody just kind of sat on the tables after that. That was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she works hard and we play hard. So that was an appreciation for all the community and the support that they have given. I just want to say each year.
Each year.
So yeah, so it's really nice. The only other thing that I could add is that if you do want to help, please go to her website. I just want to say womensgroup.com.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Well, the passion, the value, the joy that you get out of doing this, whether I was talking with somebody recently that was at the No Kings, older lady was sitting down, had a little flag, but she had a big smile on her face because she was being active. She was being a participant.
Yeah.
And I can feel that from y'all
Yeah.
and your group, that if you reach out and you do something powerful,
Yeah.
you do something, and you guys know, as Lori hears me every Friday, now's the time to do something.
Yes.
Stop listening to the TV. Stop listening to the radio. Stop worrying about all that and get up, reach out to this group and many others and do something.
Yeah.
Because sitting there, this isn't going to work if you don't participate.
Yeah.
And the need is there, as what you guys are finding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the value, just the reward that you will get out of giving
Yeah.
it's better than anything that you
Yeah.
will ever walk away from
Yeah.
as you walk through your time here.
Yeah.
And so, final thoughts, any kind of passionate
thought,
thing?
yeah.
I know I'm not going to ask Lori because we'll be here all day.
But you know what? What's really interesting, this is the first podcast, or this is the first open forum I have had, and I didn't get emotional. I mean, in terms of just boo-hooing, because when I really think about what I just want to say does and what we truly represent, the core of who we are. On Wednesday, we are going to be at the Faytag Center, Advent Health, giving them $5,000 from monies that we have raised for the Judith C. Macco Center. And everything comes full circle because my mother had cancer and my sister had cancer and went through the Judith Macco Center.
Oh.
There's one lady that came to an event, bought a ticket for $90. The monies went to the Judith Macco Center. Months later, she developed breast cancer. And guess what? She went to the Judith Macco Center. And she said, Michele, the $90 that I paid for my ticket could not compare to the thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of treatment that the Judith Macco Center gave me. And that's what I just want to say is, it's that reaching back.
Absolutely.
And just knowing that if you give, it comes back.
Right.
So we're excited that we're going to be at the Judith Macco Center in 2023. We gave them $5,000. Last year, we weren't able to raise as much. So we're combining our funds from last year and this year. So we have a total again of $5,000, and we're going to be presenting the Macco Center with that. The Judith Macco Center is an awesome place for women to go, you know, without insurance, again, to get those resources that they need to help. And before your diagnosis, after the process, they're there to walk you through. And I just want to say is a vital part of that. So
Absolutely.
we're excited. So you're going to be seeing us everywhere with these t-shirts on,
Yeah.
with the three little ladies. And these three little ladies just shows that there's diversity and equity within our organization, and they're all holding hands to show that we're in this together.
Yes.
We're in it together.
Well, and as I point out, we are all in this
We're
together.
all in, yes.
You are not going to be excluded.
Yes.
You will not be touched. I don't care if you live in the hammocks or you live out in Bunnell. We're all in the same boat. You've heard me say this a bunch of times.
Yes.
And I just want to applaud you guys
Thank you.
for finding a purpose, getting the great reward, and reaching back and helping those that need help. Because we're all one check away, one decision away from being on the other side of that fence. And I just want to bring that. So, ladies, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
and starting the conversation. You're welcome back. I want to hear how you're growing
Yes.
and all the exciting things that are happening.
Yes.
And we'll put your Facebook page and your email up and try to promote that as much as possible.
Thank you.
Just remember, everybody can do something. Everybody get involved in our community.
Yes.
Everybody can do something.
Exactly.
Whether it's joining an organization or whether it's contributing to an organization. So thank you.
And I loved your story of a lady was able to contribute, and then in a short period of time, she was reaping the rewards of that.
Yes.
And
Isn't
so
that
I share that with people. You may be just on the top of the hill today, and you may need somebody reaching out to pull you out of the ditch tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, guys, with that,
Thank you.
thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe and get off the couch. Get motivated. Find this group. Find some other group. Reach out to your neighbors, the people next to you. They need you more than you believe. So with that, we'll catch you next time. Thanks again.